What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hoop Jogging back with another video. And I want to start this video like I do all of them, man. Thank y'all for tuning in on the last one, the Jackson State post with Deion Sanders. That did pretty well. So I hope y'all just keep checking the page out and take 2 seconds to subscribe to the page. It helps out a lot. So we're shooting for 300 subs. We're shooting for 1,000 at the end of the year, but we got a crowd for you all. So appreciate y'all for who've been listening, and I hope y'all keep patronizing the page. And so let's get it in, man. The NBA Finals is finally here, man. The crazy bubble era, the storylines, the social justice, all this stuff. Finally, it's getting to the part well everybody wants to see, and that's going to be the NBA Finals. And so I think the obvious first storyline is just the culmination of LeBron's career. This is almost his homecoming report. You know what I mean? This is like kind of his homecoming moment. Let me say that. And as we all know, he had a lot of great years with the Miami Heat. He won 2 championships, and now he goes again against his old coach Erik Spoelstra. And so, yeah, I think it's a crowning moment for him. And now he's the elder statesman of the Los Angeles Lakers, and you're gonna see him pretty much just mentor mentor AD the same way he did for D Wade did for him back in the Miami days. If you remember, that grew him up. So it's just cool to see his career kind of come in full circle in that space. As you know, they're doing it for Kobe. The untimely passing has definitely rallied the troops, and so I definitely expect that even more exerted effort to commemorate Kobe's life, and add number 17 to the Laker banner. So let's get into it, man. The actual game stuff. Man, this game is gonna be tough, man. This is gonna be youth versus old. There's no way to shake it out, man. Like, now it's funny because you look at pace of game. The Lakers average almost 114 points a game, with the Heat average 112. Now I know that's not a huge difference, but you would think with the older team that plays a little slower that they would score a little less. Not necessarily the case. And as we all know, the Lakers, they ride their thoroughbreds pretty hard, man. AD and LeBron James get most of the lion's share, as we all know. AD in his playoffs is putting up 29, 9, and 4. LeBron's putting up 27, 10, and 9. So you get a lot of top-heavy support from that Lakers makeup. And as we know, they're comprised of a whole bunch of veterans, shooters, quote unquote. Some days they shooters, some days they ain't. But kind of rounding out the support cast, you got KCP putting up 10 a game, Kyle Kuzma put up 11 a game, and a secret weapon about to come up, Jared Dudley. No? All right, yeah, nah. Jared Dudley probably not going to touch the court. But that's kind of how the Lakers attack, man. They ride AD and LeBron very, very hard. And so I would say on the inverse, the Heat have an opportunity here. So this kind of reminds me of the actual situation when LeBron lost, when the Dallas Mavericks had, Dirk. He was an aging Dirk. He wasn't MVP level Dirk anymore, but they had a lot of they had a lot of veteran and young talent, like a good mix of players. They almost went like about 9 deep, I want to say, on that Mavericks team in 2011. And they're able to basically out-methodicalize, is that a word? They had more of a methodical approach to, attacking with the Miami Heat did well. And they're able to get contributions from a lot of different players. And so I think that's what Miami's strength is going to be, man. Because leading their way, you got Bam Autobiography, however you say his last name. My man putting up 19, 11, and 5. He's only 23 years old, man. Man, it's nothing like watching him bring the ball up court and dishing, big man dream, as a person who's a fellow big man, that's our dream, to just take it down court and just facilitate the offense and what have you, instead of just giving it to the guard. So I watch a lot of that, man. I want to see how they're going to push pace to those guys. Jimmy Butler has earned my respect in this playoff series, man. A lot of people typecast him as a problem. He was a cantankerous guy in the locker room. You couldn't get to a winning stature with Jimmy because, just his contentious nature. But, man, he's shown, man. He's been doing his thing, man. He's putting up 21, 6, and 4. Pretty impressive. And an unsung hero that nobody ever talks about is Goran Dragic, man. He's always been a solid point guard since his days in Houston. His days, where did he play before Houston? I want to say he played in Phoenix. Big point guard, can move the ball. Just a great player who ability won't jump out at you. You'll never be like, man, Goran Dragic, the guy. He's solid, consistent, man. I remember when Miami first got him, I was like, man, Miami got a player. And so he's been sticking it out. And so Jimmy had come, and now Bam's here. So now he actually has a team to work with. So right now, Goran's putting up 21 and 5. Let's talk about the younger guys too, man. Like Miami got some players, man. Tyler Hero, he has turned into a guy, man. Like I think he put up 17. He's putting up 17 in the playoffs right now. But he's great shooter, man. Just can knock it down. Him and Duncan Robinson, man, who's putting up another 11 points a game. And then here's gonna be the caveat, man. This is gonna be the guy that's gonna give you an idea of what these guys can do with LeBron James, man. That's going to be Jay Crowder, man. If you remember, he actually had a stint with LeBron playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers on LeBron's second go-round. He actually was one of those guys who did not want to play with LeBron James. Like, you just say how much the team didn't practice enough, and that team is selfish, and you know who he's talking about. And so he was happy when he got traded off to the Jazz, man, if you remember that. So I know he's going to be trying to exact some type of revenge out of this matchup, man. And so I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. And I'll be remiss if I don't mention this, man. A lot of people do not give Erik Spoelstra enough credit, man. That guy can flat out coach. I remember doing again, I run a sports group, man. People always saying LeBron never had a great coach, blah, 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 blah. I was like, Erik Spoelstra is definitely a great coach, man. And if you remember that big Heat team, they didn't really want Erik Spoelstra being a coach. They went to Pat Riley, it's been reported, and they told him to get rid of him all, him come coach. And Pat Riley was like, hell no. That's my guy. So, and you see, so let me give credit to Pat Riley as well. You see the great mind he has for evaluating talent and what have you. So he always backed Erik Spoelstra, and here he goes. He's back in the finals with a team that, let's keep it a beam. Nobody expected this team to be in the finals, man. So that's damn impressive, man. And so, so those are some great backstories we're going to see. So we're going to have to see push the pace. We're going to have to see if the Lakers can just grind out with their big two and see if we can get it done, man. Because this is going to be a legacy changer for LeBron James, possibly. If he goes and wins this, that GOAT stuff going to come back up. Me personally, I'm not a big LeBron James, the GOAT supporter of that notion. He has too many people you got to pass up, in my opinion. But, narrative also supersedes actual logic. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start hearing that again. But if he loses, yikes, that'll make him 3-10 in the finals. So, but we'll get to that point when we get to that point. My prediction is this. I got the Lakers in 6, man. Unless the Heat, again, pull a Dallas Mavericks type contain and everybody contribute effort, I just don't see how they're going to lock them up. And it's good to see Andre Iguodala back out there. It's, what's this, like 5th straight finals appearance, 6th straight finals appearance? Obviously with 2 different franchises, but, that's a pretty impressive thing with his late renaissance in his career. He done bounced about 3 teams so he got to the Heat. So it's going to be very interesting to see, guys. I'm very excited about this series. But again, I got the Lakers going in 6 unless the Miami Heat just come playing out their mind. Because one great thing I heard about a lot of people who evaluate this is the bubble's different. Not like going on the road. I think Scottie Pippen mentioned this. So you have all these self-contained games. It feels more like AAU. So that just kind of takes some of the element of surprise. It takes some of the element of the moment being too big away. So you might see this young team come out and punch the Lakers in the mouth, man, especially early. I would not be surprised